Hey everybody, it's Becca. Welcome back to my channel, Becca Town Sims. Today, I wanted to show you my build called Hellbore and Henbane. So, this is an older one. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen it before. It's something that I made around the time when we heard that Realm of Magic was going to be released, and I, like many other simmers, got kind of excited at the idea of having witches in game again. So I built this to kind of be a witch house for whenever the pack finally gets released. As of right now, we still don't even know when it's coming out. My guess is sometime in the fall, just because thematically that would make sense with Halloween coming up. So Hellbore and Henbane. The name, I just thought the word Hellbore was a cool word. It's a type of herb and it sounds like something witchy to me, although I did no research whatsoever about if a witch would use that in a spell or if it's like a traditional herb use in spells. And Henbane is the name of an herb as well, so I don't know, sounded cool, sounded like something like witches might use, I don't know. So anyways, let's take a look at the build. I saw a picture. I don't remember where I saw it. I think I just look up constantly. I'm just looking for cool houses, so I just do Google image searches all the time, like cool house, witchy house, Victorian house. And on some search at some point, there was a house that came up that had this cool tower on the side and a round porch. It was probably some sort of Gothic style Victorian or Victorian Gothic, but that was my inspiration in my head, and I was thinking that I would do something like that for my witch house. Although I don't wanna, you know, limit myself here. I think a vampire could enjoy this house, or just a regular spooky sim, but they have to like spooky. So here it is. I had a really hard time with the porch, so I was trying to do a round porch, and maybe some of you guys are better at building than me and you know how to make your rounded porches better, but I gave up. I got tired of doing it, so yeah, I just drew my fence in there the way I wanted it instead of trying to work with that round tool. I started by working on the tower. You can see I wanted it to be open, kind of like an astronomy tower, so they could go upstairs and look at the stars or do their calculations, or I don't know, some Harry Potter stuff. And I also wanted there to be plants on it. When I started out, I wasn't sure if I wanted to have windows seeing through the archways or if I wanted it to be open air, but yeah, open air was better, I thought. So I started with my tower. I gave it this look, which I don't know what kind of architecture to call this. It's a little bit medieval to me. It has a little bit of those, a couple of those Victorian elements that that picture that I saw had. But overall, I think this house looks just like a little bit out of time. Like it's got this kind of Tudor siding and the exposed woodwork and the stone, and so really it could come from any age. So if you saw my description on the gallery, part of it was like, how old is this house? Who lives here? No one knows. So it's kind of a timeless look. For the inside, I had a lot of fun decorating it, because I wanted to use a lot of plants, because I have no idea what the witch system is going to be whenever Realm of Magic does come out. No idea how the spells are going to work, if it'll be like it was in Sims 3 or Sims 2. I don't know what it's gonna be like. So the idea I was using for my witches was really potions based, really herbal. So I knew that I was gonna put a lot of plants in here, and I wanted it to look a little old, like maybe these witches are immortal. I don't know. We'll see what happens when the game comes out, but the witches that I envisioned living here have been here for hundreds of years and growing plants in the garden to use in their spells. So there's going to be a lot of that on the interior of the house, as well as a little space for growing outside. When I started this build, I also had no idea how many bedrooms there would be, what type of rooms there would be. Is it updated? Is it renovated? Does it have electricity? I had no idea. I was just literally planning as I went, like just putting down things that I thought looked cool. I put it in Forgotten Hollow too, just because, I don't know, witches, vampires, they spook together. It's cool. It's nice and dark here. Speaking of dark, I love this music in the background, so just listen for a second. It's called Waltz of the Skeleton Keys, and I thought it had a really cool, like kind of like Harry Potter sound, very spooky. So I'll be quiet for a minute so you can listen to it. Alright, I'm gonna jump back in and keep talking some more now, because you can see I started decorating the upstairs with a lot of plants on that tower I told you about. I also started decorating the interiors at this point. One way that I wanted it to look a little bit out of time was to mix in different elements from different historical periods. So in the living room area, I decided, okay, no electricity. Well, we might have electricity. I might have put some lights that have bulbs instead of just wicks, but no TV and no radio. So that makes it look a little bit more out of time. And then I really love these braided rugs that I put in the dining room. I put one in the living room too, the rounded one. They just add such a sense of history to a room, I think. They come with the cats and dogs, maybe. In the dining room, I also put in those wooden beams. I wish that I had a way without using custom content to make exposed rafters, but I don't, so I thought the closest that I could come was by putting in all these columns around the edges of the room to kind of give the idea of the ancient woodwork. And I used those I don't know what they are called braces maybe in the dining room to hang the lanterns from, just because I thought that would be cool. And talking about how I use different types of furniture, in this room you can see lots of plants. I put in the candlesticks, the skeleton, and then you've got that chair that came from the Pets expansion, which, I don't know, looks like a grandma chair. I put in a Victorian type of chair in there too, and then also that bench that looks really medieval. I wanted this house to have a study too, so this is me making the study just somewhere spooky. So I put all those really cool bookshelves along the back of the wall. Maybe for the witch to study or write in their spell book. I don't know. I can't wait to see what kind of stuff comes with the Realm of Magic pack. It's gonna be so cool to have some more mysterious looking items. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited for that. The kitchen here gave me a little bit of a hard time just because I wasn't sure what I wanted it to look like. So what you saw me working on, my first attempt at the kitchen, I had wooden planks there. And later I'm going to go back in and change that because I thought that the wood was actually too dark, even though this build is a little bit darker. Up here on the second floor, I don't know if kids live here or not, but if they did, they'd stay in this room. So it's pretty simple. I didn't put in too many, you know, like explicitly for children objects. And this bedroom too, you can kind of customize who you would want to live in here. I pictured maybe a teenager or a young adult witch living in this room. Here comes this really cool swell in the music where it changes and gets even creepier for a minute. Which is appropriate because now we're working on the master bedroom for the master witch, or I don't know what they'll call them, but whoever's in charge of this household, this is where they sleep. I love a gallery wall, so that's where I started. It might be one of my tropes at this point. Like if you look at my houses, probably all of them have a gallery wall. So I had to put in one here too. And then of course the plants for decorations. I just really like the way this room came out. I like this landing here too. Again, yeah, another gallery wall is about to come in on that landing. But I don't know, I like it. It looks cool. I'm gonna put up a lot of mirrors there. So stay away, vampires. I put a lot of flowers and the lavender out here, again to make it seem, you know, like the witches might harvest some plants or some potion ingredients from their garden. And I think that it looks a lot different than the way that a lot of the other Forgotten Hollow lots look, because they're just totally dead. And this one has got actually a ton of green space and a lot of different flowers. These dormers I was having a hard time with. I wanted to use both the ones that look kind of wooden and the ones that are stone and have kind of more of that Second Empire look, and I went with using both. So again, this house is not a good example for any particular type of architecture. It's just something that I thought would look spooky when put all together. Be cool to have some ghosts around here too, but I don't have anybody dead on this lot. So here's that gallery wall I was talking about earlier. I just like it because of all the mirrors. I think that the ambience of that upstairs landing is really cool. There's a gargoyle that I placed over the stairs there, you can kind of see. I had to move it after I did my playtest though, because it was blocking the Sims from coming up the stairs. So if you download this on the gallery, that gargoyle shouldn't be there anymore. So it took me a while to come back to the kitchen and to try to do the finishing touches here. I wanted to use the open cabinets just so you could see like some bottles and jars out on the counter. Again, I can't wait until Realm of Magic comes out, so maybe we'll have some more decorative items that look like potions, but I just had to use different sorts of spice racks and the jars that we have in Clutter. I found this table, I don't know which pack it came from, but I thought it kind of like somebody might be doing like a little bit of alchemy there, even though it's a little bit more modern looking, like it's kind of like medicinal looking, but I used it on that landing anyways. I feel like the kitchen really started coming together after I turned it white, and then I remembered that I hadn't done the bathrooms yet, so that's pretty important. I didn't put too much detail into the bathrooms, just some like the rugs and everything to make them look a little bit old, a little bit creepy. I put some spider webs into one of them. Then you had to add in the plants, of course, to keep that theme going. Alright, so that's the end of my speed build for Hellbore and Henbane. Thank you for watching my channel, and let me know if you like this video. You can like it or subscribe. Leave me a comment down below if you have any ideas of something that you would like to see me do a speed build for in The Sims, or if you have any other comments. And again, thanks for watching.